What's up, y'all? It's your boy King Churro,
And it's King Cushy.
and we are the Kings of Truth, the King of Truth podcast. And this is episode 10, y'all. Happy 420. Happy
Hello.
episode 10.
Smoke one for you guys. Happy 420. If you smoke, light it up. Take a dab. Do one for me. Edible. Do a 10-pack. Overdose. If you don't, smoke one too. You might be stressed out.
Right. I know now. I'm like thinking today. I go into my new job today at 4 o'clock. I work till midnight, and I was like, oh, I got time to smoke. But then I'm like, I had, Riverside FM wants me to be connected to a wall, so I'm like, okay, well, I ain't got no plugs outside.
Connect to a wall.
Yeah, it's for the quality of the video. They want
Okay.
said to connect to a wall. So I'm like, all right, well, and you know me, I don't smoke in the house. I don't smoke in the man cave. So
Okay.
yeah, I have one rolled up. I got some Blue Dream rolled up.
Hello. I got some OG Kush. A pre-roll today. I'm smoking a pre-roll today.
King Cushy with the OG Kush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and then this last week, it's been Coachella Fest 1 and 2. And I didn't realize when you helped me do my podcast last week that I was in YouTube jail.
YouTube incarceration is crazy.
Right. And the reason why is because there was a video I had posted of some white dude in Fairfield, California. He was knocking on this veteran's door, and he's like, the guy's like, what do you want? Like, I don't know who you are. What do you want? And the guy's like, oh, I just want to check and see if everything's okay. Well, everything's okay. You can leave. Bye. And so then he was just like, open the door, like, and then he was like, what do you want? Like, where's that girl? Where's the girl in here? Is your daughter with you? Is everything okay? And he's like, yes, get the fuck out of here. I don't know who, he's not even from the neighborhood. Couldn't find out he was supposedly looking for a missing girl. Supposedly this is the house that she was at. And he was saying that his name was like, I forgot what it was. But he was using another person's name. And he eventually broke into the guy's house, and the guy was inside waiting with the shovel. And I guess he hit him with the shovel, and then all of a sudden the guy, turned back into who he was originally, right? And so he's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. And the cops came, and the guy with the shovel came out, he's in the house. I don't know who the fuck he is. So at the end, because throughout the time the guy was trying to break into the house, he was saying, I'm going to end your life. I'm going to end you. And so I'm like, well, if he's deranged, if he's crazy, and he's, willfully trying to, end your life, he doesn't deserve life. He deserves death. And more people like that who end up in the neighborhood, I don't care if there's any sort of psychological problems. Insanity doesn't mean shit to me, because if you're trying to end my life, it's my life or yours. You're not gonna hurt me. You're not gonna hurt my family. And I guess YouTube didn't like that. YouTube didn't like the fact that I said he doesn't deserve life. YouTube didn't like the fact that I said I would defend myself, my family, and if it came down to it, I'm killing him.
But that's
Right. You're in my house, and I get to defend myself.
yeah.
I mean, I get this is California, and we have a California governor who doesn't give a shit about you. He gives a shit about the criminal. He doesn't give a shit about you keeping your family safe. He cares about, all the shit. Basically, he cares about shit that does make sense, right? The only thing that makes sense is him lining his pockets. That's how I see this. What y'all blame Trump for doing, Gavin Newsom's already doing it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, if somebody breaking your house, you have the right to protect yourself.
Right.
What if that was an elderly woman?
Right. And so that's why I'm like, so yeah, YouTube didn't like that I was saying that. And I'm like, so that's why I was in jail for a week and I couldn't post anything. So I've got at least 3 full-length videos that I've recorded some content, because again, and then a lot of times, a lot of videos I've put out are about Coachella Fest. Like a lot of the people, I don't get are the people who are the Coachella Fest haters, like I'm never gonna go to the festival. It's right here. I could, just like last week when I was watching it on the live stream, right? But you want to talk about experiencing Coachella. Experience Coachella from a resident's point of view. When I can't get out of my gate because there's traffic on my street, or I can't get into my gate because y'all keep blocking the left turn lane when you're not even making a left turn. You're going straight, right?
Or they're not being
Imagine that.
considerate.
Imagine.
They're
Say
not being
what?
they're not being considerate to the person that got to go in.
Hell no, they're not. And that's what's annoying is the fact that as a resident, we have to go through the shit. We're not paying to get in the festival, you know what I mean? And what I've realized is that, I always say like, maybe we do need these festivals so that way we can, our local economy, can benefit.
Yes.
You know, small businesses benefit.
Yes.
But Coachella Fest has food vendors on the grounds, right? And they're not food vendors from out here. Well, not there's a few, but they're not all from here. They're from LA and they're from, wherever else. So that doesn't make sense to me because it's like, why don't you have the local food vendors at Coachella Fest versus people from outside the Coachella Valley? I mean, they got people. There's reports of it was like $150 for 10 chicken nuggets and a small thing of caviar for $150. Who the fuck puts chicken nuggets and caviar together?
I was about to say that's a weird ass combination. Like $150 for some caviar and some chicken nuggets.
Right. Who
What
the
they
fuck does
7?
that?
How you grown and 7 at the same time?
What's it? Dino nuggets and then caviar.
Dino nuggets, caviar, and you need some barbecue sauce to dip it in. That's a horrible taste.
I mean, at least make it like fish sticks or something. Make
Yeah.
it make sense. But yeah, no. So it's like I don't hate the festival. I hate the traffic that it brings. It doesn't, the city of Indio doesn't know how to open up the roads. Apparently, I mean, I just why do we have constant 2-lane roads and that are getting jam packed? Why aren't you making it easier for the residents who pay taxes in the city to, why don't you make it easier for us to get around? Every because I live on Madison. Monroe is the main street that they got to go down. I live on Madison. Madison's getting packed. Dr. Carrion Boulevard, which is basically like it doesn't make sense for it to be a boulevard, but it curves out. So it's like from the freeway, it would be Clinton Street. But when you go across 111, it curves out and becomes Dr. Carrion. Remember when I said take you to Sloan's?
Yeah.
That little street that goes behind Sloan's, that's Dr.
Yeah.
Carrion Boulevard. So that getting packed too, that's only like a two-lane road going one way. My street, Madison's only 2-lane going one way. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't make sense to pack it all up. You gotta give us locals.
They need to extend the road, open the road up more.
Right.
Yeah.
Or even, because there's plenty of ways to get back there where there's not a lot of residents around. You know what I mean? There's a lot of farmland and stuff, a lot of ranches that people don't really use. So why not direct the traffic from Jefferson Street, which is a bigger road, right? Push that out to like 50th and take 50th all the way up. Because to be honest, we still have snowbirds in town, but they're not as populated. Around this time, I think they leave to go back home to Washington and to Canada and so on and so forth. So you think with the majority of those people that live in those bigger country clubs way in the back, why wouldn't you just take those back roads into Coachella? And as opposed to the more saturated areas where there's more local residents that live here year round.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't. They just want my tax money. They don't ask me for suggestions.
Well, like you said, for the people that live over there, it does get packed, and y'all barely have traffic out there. So when y'all do get it, especially with Coachella, it's like fuck.
Right. Like on Saturday, my wife she went to I tell my wife all the time, don't go through the drive-through Panda Express in Indio. There's a drive-through, and it's up by the fairgrounds. And I tell her all the time, don't go to the drive-through. They keep fucking up our order. They just keep fucking it up. So I text my wife, I want orange chicken, teriyaki chicken, chow mein. That's it. So my wife tells her teriyaki chicken, orange chicken, chow mein. I open a box, orange chicken, maybe like 3 pieces, and then this much of freaking chow mein. They didn't even fill the whole box in, and then kung pao chicken. And they tried to say that they tried to say that well you didn't tell us teriyaki. I'm like, there's no reason why my wife would have ordered kung pao chicken. We never order kung pao chicken.
That's not there too. You gotta go to. You know, like, there's a Asian restaurant right down the street from you that right by Salons. Remember that lock? There's a lock.
The wok or whatever.
Yeah, they loaded up.
Their ratings fluctuate.
They ratings
I just
fluctuate.
never. I don't. People love going there. It's always packed over there, but I don't
Yeah,
like going.
that's the first spot I ate besides the one you said that we had. They was cooking dogs and cats. I said I ain't never go to that one.
Yeah, and people love going. Well, those people got like a new. I guess they have new ownership.
Okay.
Because my sister in law goes there all the time, and a lot of other people I know that go there. Um, it's called Kowloon. I think it's Kowloon. It's over on off of Jackson.
Yeah.
But no, so I got in the car. I was pissed. I was looking at the receipt, grabbed the food and it didn't look like it was a full. Like if you open up the box, it's like they just put in whatever and then send it off. I'm like, I was like, my mindset was like, oh, just because we're drive through, you're not gonna fucking notice shit, right? And my wife doesn't notice shit. That's the thing about it. I'm like, my wife doesn't open the box and see if it's the right shit. She just takes them for their word that that's what they got or that's what she has in the box. And
I pulled through and checked my shit.
right, me too. Right, I got called out one time at Jack in the Box. Like, you don't trust me? I'm like, dude, I count my money when it comes out the ATM machine. So no, I don't trust you. But also,
Me too. I do too.
when you pick something up and you drive home and you don't want to leave the house again, and then you realize that you got the wrong order, it's kind of a bitch. You know what I mean? So especially with Coachella Fest going on Saturday, and so all the traffic that we had out there, I couldn't get out my gate even to drive out to the street. That's how packed it was. And then getting down to Panda Express, and then I walk in like, "Hello, welcome. How can we help you?" "Oh, you can help me, motherfuckers." I was loud, bro. I didn't say motherfuckers, but I was loud.
Oh, you can help
I was
me.
like, yeah.
You
And
gonna
so
help
they're
me?
like, "Oh, what's wrong?" I'm like, "Well, first of all, the fucking traffic out there is crazy. So for y'all to get my order wrong, it makes it even worse." "Oh, someone put in the wrong order." I'm like, whoever this Estrella D is, and kind of find out the person helping me was Estrella. So then as I'm talking to her, I was like, yeah, I told my wife teriyaki chicken and orange chicken chow mein, and she's like, oh, well, it says in here kung pao. I'm like, I know that it says kung pao, but what my wife says versus what you put into the system is not the same apparently. So I was like, she's like, well, we can make it in a box. I was already like, my fucking temper was up here, and then she's like, oh, we can make you a new box, no problem. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. And I calmed down right away, but and I felt like shit. I'm like, I'm over here yelling at this girl. But I mean, it kind of makes sense because I mean, when my wife told you one thing and you typed in a whole new other, you know what I'm saying? It's like you made the mistake,
What
but
happens to
that's cool.
customer?
She righted it.
What happens to customers right? Even if it says da 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 this, you're supposed to say, hey, I'll make
Yes,
you know.
but no. But from a manager's point of view, customers are always right doesn't make sense, right? Because a customer's always right till they're wrong.
Yeah.
right. But especially working in the industries that we worked in.
Well, first of all, cannabis, it's a controlled substance. You can't refund nothing. So somebody be like, I went home and I smoked a blunt and I didn't like it. Well, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah,
It's like
not about
liquor.
sex.
Yeah, it's like liquor. You don't go to a liquor store and buy. Be like, look, I bought this cinnamon tequila. That shit was trash, bro. I want a new one. They're gonna tell you
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
You gonna have to
yeah,
drink that cinnamon tequila. Put it in a horchata.
yeah. Yeah, it's not satisfaction guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But when it comes to narcotic and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's Panda, and so she made my order right. And then I was like, "Well, do you want this other box? No, you can keep it." So I had extra chow mein, I had extra orange chicken, and of course I ate the chicken out of the kung pao. This shit was spicy. You know what I don't like about kung pao chicken is the peanuts they put in it.
you don't like the peanuts in there?
No, I don't like peanuts. I only like peanuts in two ways: eating them straight out the shell. If I'm sitting by the fire, hanging out in the man cave, or peanut butter. I don't like peanuts in my food. Not like that. Pad Thai, a different situation. Thai noodles, different
Yeah.
situation. That's how they eat. Almost everything they eat has peanuts in it or peanut sauce. So that's different. When I'm eating white people chicken, I don't want peanuts in that shit. Just like y'all don't like raisins in your potato salad.
That's just stupid. That's just fucking stupid. Who the fuck? Why
Yeah.
put raisins in potato salad? That's like when people put corn in cornbread. Why?
What's wrong with that?
You don't put no damn corn in cornbread, man.
Actually, I make my cornbread with cream of corn
Why?
because it keeps it moist and it's bomb.
That's different. But corn kernels,
Have I ever made you a dish that you're like, man, this is disgusting?
nah.
So when I say I do something, it's almost for certain that it ain't gonna come out nasty.
Maybe it's the southern, having family from Mississippi.
Or just like when they put jalapenos in cornbread, same thing.
Yeah, I don't do that neither. I don't do no why jalapeno. I don't want no spicy cornbread.
It's California.
I see. I don't understand why. I don't like spicy nothing, so I damn sure ain't gonna like no jalapeno cornbread.
You don't like spicy nothing. Don't you like
Mm-mm.
pop?
That's not spicy. Come on, hot
Oh, you get
spicy.
you get the white version, the mild, huh?
Nah, hell no. I tell me it was spicy. That shit ain't spicy to me. Do you know what? You know what made me stop eating spicy?
Hmm.
I went to a Thai restaurant. You know how they give you the numbers?
Yeah.
And she was like, "You want mad? You want mad?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's the number of mad?" She like, "Take five. Take five." I'm like, "All right." That motherfucker was a 10. I was sweating while I was eating. I don't like to sweat while I'm eating. That's just uncomfortable.
No, but to her that was a 5.
Yeah, to her it was a 5.
That's why you don't. That's why you do not like when I go to Mexican restaurants or even like the fast food places, right? When they're like, oh, do you want salsa? You want spicy or mild? And I tell them motherfuckers mild, mild. If you're gonna give me those two options, I'll take mild because even for me, a Mexican restaurant's mild is more like medium.
Yeah, and they
And oh
spicy.
yeah, no, this is nothing. I'm like, yeah, well, it's nothing if to you if you over here taking shots of jalapeno juice and shit.
Yeah,
Just
hey,
like
they be using serrano and jalapeno. I'm like,
right,
Jesus,
and I use serrano for like when I make salsa, but I don't make it that spicy. I use one serrano. These motherfuckers will put 10 of them in there
that's too hot.
with the
That's
seeds.
with I say with the seeds too. Lip on
Yeah,
10, just
right.
lip quivering. I'm like, I can't eat this with my lip quivering. This is crazy.
Yeah,
But I think Mexican people eat some of the most spiciest food. Like, and it's something like you say, and it seems like it's a mild to them, but to some of
right.
us, that shit hot.
Well, some cases I've met I met some black people like when I was in Iraq. I met some black people that like they didn't want to they didn't want the Frank's Red Hot or or even the Crystal. They wanted, you know, my squad leader came from, you know, he's from border town in Texas called McAllen,
Okay.
and he brought the habanero, like different like three different flavors of the habanero hot sauce. And when we were over there in Iraq, black or she a female sergeant from like I think like the Tennessee National Guard or something like that. And she's like, oh, this, you know, the red hot, you know, he pulls out the little habanero ones, and she's like, oh, this is better. Oh yeah, this Frank Red Hot's for pussies. I was like, so basically, you want the habanero, then you don't want that. She's like, whatever it is, shit, I'll take whatever I can get. I was like, how about the crystals? You got the crystals? She's like, nah, this ain't nothing. Oh man.
Some of that stuff be hot to me. I don't care what nobody says. That's what I'm saying. Like I could do Louisiana hot sauce or Red Rooster or
Yeah.
Frank's. Sometimes Frank's tastes more like you should put on like the whole sauce on there, not drip it down like you do Louisiana.
Well, the
It tastes
Frank's
like a
is the
buffalo.
original buffalo.
Yeah, it tastes like the buffalo sauce to me.
That's the original buffalo sauce. So
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So to me, I do Louisiana or Red Rooster, but they ain't hot. I
yeah,
just got like I put a little taste on it. And
I love doing Cholula. Cholula to me is not spicy. It's all flavor. So
yeah, ain't no wrong with that. Ain't no wrong with that. For all the viewers, comment what's your favorite hot sauce and
yeah,
why.
hit us in the comments. What are your favorite hot sauce or hot sauces? In fact, if you're gonna tell us more than one hot sauce, give it, you know, for each hot sauce, tell us a reason why it is your favorite hot sauce.
Yeah, because that's real.
That's
That's the
it
real.
for
Because I don't. Like you said, I can't put hot sauce on a taco. I can't do it.
no.
Because some people say they put hot sauce on everything. I'm like, nah, hell nah. I mean, when I say I had to do salsa instead of like, but I know when I eat
Yeah,
some
but
chicken,
salsa is basically your hot sauce with you know that's not all smoothed out. Like your hot sauce that comes in a bottle is basically your salsa that's been smoothed out. So
yeah,
in some cases you might have a little, you know, let's say they put onion and cilantro and all that. Basically your hot sauce is without the chunks.
yeah, it's all they like you said refined up and that shit. Yeah,
Right.
about it. I'll fuck up some hot sauce on chicken. I ain't gonna lie.
Sometimes chicken needs that hot sauce. Sometimes it's too dry.
Yeah, that fried chicken. Yeah, fuck up. But
Yeah.
depends what hot sauce you get.
I saw like the Cholula. To Cholula, you go to the store that it comes in like you can get, I think 4 or 5 different flavors of Cholula.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get the Chipotle Cholula, and that to me tastes. There's no spice to it. It just gives me flavor.
That's
So
the one
that
with
has
the
spicy flavors.
with the round wood top on.
Yeah, yeah,
I need something. Okay, I'm gonna buy some of those. I got a bunch of hot sauce in my spice cabinet. I ain't open yet, but I
yeah.
always go buy different hot sauce just to try different hot sauce.
I'm gonna make you a salsa one day.
Say that. Say that. Hey, I gotta get it to
With
make them all.
one serrano, no seeds. But I like to smoke or like to char my ingredients so you get a little smokiness out of it.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. I see some videos on TikTok of people doing that.
Yeah, yeah. Like just taking the tomatoes and the onions. I take the tomatoes, the onions, and the peppers, and I'll put them over the grill. Let them blister up a little bit, and then like with the serranos, I'll open it up, take the seeds out, and you're just basically getting the flavor out of the smoked the pepper, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then grinding it all up, and then I'll add cilantro and lime.
Okay. Okay. It's called Uncle Ray's. Uncle Ray.
Yeah, yes, sir. Oh, but so you remember episode 1, our very first episode, when we talked about the word nigga.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't just give me a pass, but you just told me that it's it's not for us, for non-black people to say it. It's not offensive as long as you're using it in a more positive connotation.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring that up because I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram, mainly what I use. I don't really do TikTok, even though I have it. And just people talking about how Filipinos are also black. So I
Yeah.
wanted to first pull up what we talked about.
That's funny. I had a do-rag on there and a white shirt. Oh, Lord.
And for those who are just, you know, starting to follow us here on the Kings of Truth, when we first started, we didn't know how to do it. We just knew that we wanted to do it. So I learned on my MacBook that I can do screen recording, and so that's why my picture is so much smaller compared to his big face. And yeah, we just did what we thought, you know, needed to happen, and we made it work. So we did like the first four. I think the first four episodes we did like this.
Yeah.
Topic I wanted to bring up because obviously you can see one of us is black and the other one's not. But you know, and you've heard me say it many times. The word nigga, is that an issue for people like me?
No. I mean, it's people would say, "Oh, if you're not black, you can't say it." But let's just be honest. Our words were invented to where the word nigger didn't offend us, and we started saying nigga to each other. I mean, I got friends back home, Latino, all types of races say nigga. It don't really matter to me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's not one of the things where you say nigga, I'm be like, what?
Yeah.
There's some people gonna be like, he's not allowed to say it. Them people is insecure with themselves. Because at the end of the day, that people say nigga. That's just a common thing, man.
Yeah. No, I wanted to bring that up because, like I said, sometimes nigga, but like I said, with you and I, like we're brothers. Like it does nothing, and nothing that I can say that's gonna offend you, and vice versa. That's how we've always been since you hired me to fucking sell weed. So, since you hired me to sell weed.
That's the truth, though.
Has anything changed since then?
No. All I can say is then. I mean, you gotta think about everybody gotta understand that if they do their history with a race, there is some type of race inside each race that there's black. Right? It's been there. And when people start to understand that, and then you, like you said, everybody say Filipinos are niggas of the Asians. We say that. You feel what I'm saying? That shit don't really matter, man. You gotta understand it. If we know where, like I said in the last video, we know where racism come from. We know if you being racist. You feel what I'm saying? You like, my bad, my nigga. Ain't nobody finna be, they can't get mad at you. Like, oh, don't say nigga. That's somebody who already, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think about it, that'd be like D, my cousin D. He'll get mad. He'll get offended because he come from Mississippi. But you know what racism is. Sometimes we all niggas, man. What the fuck, we all niggas. If we all outside, we all do the same thing. We come from the same areas. Everybody know that shit, man. It's just the way you say it. Like I said, it's how you saying it. We could tell how it roll off the tongue that you somebody who don't say it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some even like black people. You can tell they didn't really grow up with anyone, or maybe they were loners or whatever. And all of a sudden, they want to, they would be down with the cause. But no, when it comes off, like I don't always feel comfortable saying it because sometimes I feel like I'm slipping on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what up, my nigga? All right, cool, that's one belonging. What up, my nigga?
Do you know me? I'll be at,
you know what I mean? Just the way some people just sound, and I've heard some black guys and like, what's up, my niggas?
Nah,
And then he's like, no, I don't believe you.
no, but so like you said, it's a comfortable saying, and some people to say it. But shit, I sometimes when I'm talking to you, I just nigga, you
Yeah,
should this shit happen today. This nigga over here told me this nigga this, and you just be the whole time listening. Like, all right, you feel what I'm saying? And it's like shit. If I'm
yeah.
saying,
And my thing is this: like, just because you say it to me doesn't mean that I'm like, all right. Well, it's open game because there's just nothing to me. This it's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I hate when people are like, oh, this is open game. Like, there's no open game. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's not like, do you know what I'm saying? Like how I'm saying it is like,
yeah, as soon as
it's
I say it
like
to you, you can say it back. Yeah. But
right.
sometimes if I'm saying it to
It's
you,
it's not it's not me like, now I have my permission. It's not that at all,
yeah,
right? Like, okay, so I'm part of the Discord with my little gamer friends, and this one kid named Danny would come in, and he knew of another person named Kai. Kai's black kid from Delaware, and so Danny would come in. Danny's in Riverside, and Danny would come in. Hey, my niggers,
yeah. See
and
now,
of course he's saying this shit because Kai is in the chat.
yeah. See
And it's
that's
pissing Kai off, and Kai's like, keep that same energy, we'll come out to Cali. I'm like, Kai, chill the fuck out. But we kicked Danny out of the Discord because of that disrespect. Because he literally was trying to do that. So then he, I guess he apologized, and then he came back to we brought him back in, and then he just became disrespectful in other ways. So I kicked him out again. I was like, fuck this. But it's the fact that he just kept saying it, and then now Danny's brother-in-law is a guy named Malcolm. Malcolm is black. Danny's Mexican. So Malcolm was like, "Nah, you it wasn't right. You guys kicked him out. I gave him the pass. I'm like, you gave him the pass to say nigga. You did not give him the pass to say nigger. That's the difference. And if you're gonna
yeah,
sit there and I basically kicked Malcolm out. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, we're not playing these bullshit games, bro. Like, you're not gonna come into the Discord and you know I want to say about 80% of the Discord that we're on now, because it's an open Discord, everybody can join it.
mm,
So they're mostly autistic, adults. They all got so they're all pinpointed. Like Kai's autistic, but he like when you're basically trying to disrespect him, he's focused only on that disrespect. He doesn't care about anything else.
yeah,
So when I kicked out Danny, he was like, "Thank you, Churro, thank you." I mean, you're not gonna really do shit from Delaware, first of all. But secondly, it just doesn't need to happen. We don't need anyone to rile you up just based on the fact that you're black or whatever the case might be.
yeah.
And I don't think that Danny's trying to be racist per se. He was just trying to get a rise out of people.
Yeah, you need that right there. Still, one thing when you say that word, you looking for a ride. You might not want to do that because you might be somewhere and you do that to get a rise out of somebody. That's what you're gonna get. That's
Yeah,
what you're gonna get.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get that real quick.
yeah.
So you say, hey, oh, what? Hey, I'll probably if we were face to face, I'll probably would have punched him too. Get your ass up out there.
Right,
Yeah,
and that'd be that's one thing I always said, like because I've known Danny since 2020 during COVID, because one of the people that I play with, her name was Brittany, and she basically brought all her friends. She's from Corona, so Malcolm's from Corona, and then, so they all came together. We also used to play Modern Warfare together. Actually, this weekend, that's what no, this coming Saturday, I'm meeting up with a bunch of them in Whitewater. But yeah. So essentially, when you sit there and you say use a hard R,
mm-hmm.
that's obviously the offense. But a lot of these guys, even like these gamers, you hear them say, "Oh, nigga, this, nigga," and it's like you don't sound like you sound like you're trying to use it to like not offensively, but you're just trying to. I don't know. You're forcing it.
You force it, but also it might be who you play on the game with. Because like you said, if you playing 2K and you on the game, I'm just gonna say niggas, we gonna that. Like I said, if I'm on the game, and I'm playing somebody, I'm gonna play the hundreds, and me and you on there, then we playing something against each other. Like we were playing, if we were gonna get on boxing, right?
Yeah.
The nigga word just gonna come out. And
Yeah.
when some people hear that shit, they like, okay, they like, do you get offensive? And motherfucker like, no, like we playing the game, nigga, do your shit. Nigga, do your shit.
Right. No, some people just sound, especially as gamers, like they just.
But
It's
you
like
also
they
gotta
want to
remember,
get.
you gotta remember also when you gaming, you at home in your comfort zone, and they sound trying to sound cool. I think like back in the days
Yeah.
where I think it's mostly the music too, because back in the days, if you
Yeah.
think about it, when you first heard that N word, there's a lot of remember that we can't help them rap, we can't help them thugs. Man, that was they hated rap.
Yeah.
Now it's one of the top selling genres, and you got that word is used so much in music nowadays. That's literally what people gonna sound like today.
Well, and that's the thing for me. It's like, you know, when people get offended for non-blacks to use the word nigga, you know, it's like, but if the rap music has, I mean, and remember how I was talking about, we were talking about when we were doing my podcast, and like when people had to like use a filler word like fuck,
Yeah,
motherfuck, bitch, and all that, it's a filler word. It's not something that's part of the actual lyrics, right?
yeah.
So I feel like even the word nigga is always you're feeling it because instead of using an actual word, you know what I mean? Like you're talking about somebody, but you're not. It's like when I hear black people call white people nigga,
Mm-hmm.
and then but that white person turn around and say the same thing, you're gonna beat his ass.
That's the only race I can't. That's the only race I can't, man. Hey,
That's messed up because at
no,
the
it's
end,
not.
but at the end of the day, if they are singing along with the rap song that they're
That's different. But I'm saying if you talking to if a white person probably don't through the history of America, white person probably the only who is
but it's
hard
not
gonna be
the
hard to
hard
say.
R. It's not the hard R.
No, 'cause that's some hood
The
white
hard R,
boys.
that's a whole different situation.
Yeah, exactly. There's some hood ass white boys I know, man. And that's some white boys I know that just they get busy, but they're not racist. But it's the way you say it. But white people probably the
Yeah.
only one that you probably get like you'll probably instant smack quick as hell. That's a trigger you get the instant
Yeah.
due to the
Well, like
history.
I saw a recent interview of Afro Man, and he lives in Ohio now, right? I guess he lives on a farm or something. And he was talking about he left California because he got tired of Mexicans saying the word nigga. And I was just like, well, then take it out your lyrics, and then maybe we won't. Maybe we'll hear it less. I don't know. I mean, at this point, that doesn't make sense because we've already gone off the rail with this shit. But
I don't
I
think
mean, bro,
that's
when I used to work at the school district, you would hear the same thing.
so. Is it just Is it just Mexicans, or is that's what you mean by just Mexicans? Because who also said that it's on wax, it's on. No one says nothing about it. Fat Joe.
Yeah,
You can pull that out. He Puerto Rican. No one gets mad when Fat
yeah.
Joe said, right?
Well,
But then it's
that's
also
we talked about that before too.
uh, remember
Fat Joe
DJ
saying
Khaled.
every
Remember when DJ
same
Khaled first
thing.
came? Yeah, no one came until it was a certain age group, and somebody like, hey, wait. We start catching on. Like, wait a minute. Now he's saying it too much.
We the
DJ Khaled.
best, nigga.
Yeah, I think first it was DJ Khaled. Then it was nigga. We the best, nigga. Hold on. Slow that thing down, man. Slow that.
You a little excessive there, fat boy.
Yeah. When you first did it a couple times, it was like cool. Yeah, after a while, he got to slow down. Wait a minute now.
Yeah.
But as far as like fast people said, man, it's not like you said. It's that hard R. Like you said that hard R. That's different, and we can tell when you being racist or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know,
Think about
yeah, no,
Karens.
and
Why think Karens know what to walk up and say? Now, if they walk up, the Karens walk up and say something, and then they start saying nigger, then you sound to switch. But that's people giving people a hard time. If you're hanging out with people, get to know people, and
yeah.
y'all talk like this anyways. It don't make no
What was
difference.
that teacher that was under fire a long time ago? Little old white teacher, and he's like, he was saying something, and he's like, well, why don't you just do your homework, nigga? And then I'm like, oh, he's under fire for using them. I'm like, he's hearing this shit every fucking day.
Yeah.
Why is it an issue? Because he repeated what he's.
Because he white. White, like I just said, white people is the hardest one. White people is the hardest one that's gonna get it.
Well, see, then that's the reason why I was against using. That's why I was always against using it. Not because I'm white, but because because I'm not. But at the end of the day, it's like, why is it okay for everybody else? But you know what I'm saying? Like me, if we're talking about being inclusive, everything's inclusive, right?
Mm.
Except for the N word for white people.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's it does. It makes perfect sense. Slavery, everything, oppression, everything. Everybody would be the only one that you really can't say it.
Nigga, don't talk about slavery. We that's a whole different situation.
I'm just saying, though.
We can bring that up. Hey, we can bring that up. We can bring up Anthony Johnson and all that other shit. But
we can. But what I'm saying though, that's you said what makes it harder. That'd be the hardest one. White people, come on.
No, I know what makes it hard. I'm not asking it as a question. I'm saying rhetorically, why? Why does it in 2026? So far away from slavery, so far away from everything else. Not one white person that's living today is a slave owner or was a slave owner. Not one black person today, unless you came from Liberia or not Liberia, fucking. Unless you came from the sub-Saharan Africa, to yesterday, you weren't a slave.
No, but what I'm saying, there's still people that for what happened in America. There's like I almost said, tell you the story. I got called a nigger by a Somalian. Not a nigger. Yeah, I remember you telling me. Yeah, he's Somalian. He yelling, that's why your family was slaves. You got to understand that right there. The systematic racism, they think it's okay. And we know how you said that, what you mean by it. You get what I mean? And that's where you get a reaction. We could tell your hatred. You have a hatred in your heart. We can feel that energy. Mm-hmm. We know who to turn on and who not to turn on. You get what I'm saying? Because it's right there. And you could tell, like I said, when he did that, I was just like, he from the blackest of the world.
Yeah, but also too, like you said, is you hear it from the hatred. Mm-hmm. If a white person's not using it in a hateful way, it's still bad for them to use it.
It depends how they say it. It depends who they kick it with, who that person they with. You gotta think about it. There's some white people with some hood niggas. I'm telling you, that motherfucker gonna be hood, and nobody gonna get mad. You know what I'm saying? If you go to the bookstore every weekend,
let me bring bookstore. you gonna buy your Harry Potter book there, bro? Anyway, no, there was a dude so I used to kick it. I used to kick it on the street, and I thought it was Compton. Everyone I kicked it with said it was Compton, but apparently, according to my wife's cousin who's from Compton. Oh, you cross that one street, it's no longer Compton. It's Los Angeles. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Don't know what you fuck about what's what.
No, it's like that.
But there was the Blood Gang right there, right? And from my homegirl Altie's house, her homegirl named Altony Moshe Smith. But I don't think she's your cousin. But her name is, so I used to kick it with her. She was actually half Belizean. That's why we were. Anyway, so we're kicking it in the house a bunch of times. It always is like this Blood Gang. And I guess there's this white dude that hung out with that Blood Gang. And they, they would just let him kick it. He wasn't really part of the gang. He would just let him kick it. But apparently he had gotten into a car accident and was supposed to come across some money, like a payout. And when he finally got the payout, he started buying everybody, what they wanted and woo. And then when he ran out of money, he's like, well, I guess there was a big old argument. Like one side, like, oh no, he's White Mike, he's kicking it with us, woo. And then he got the other side, nah, he ain't part of the gang, and woo. And like, going back and forth, big ass argument, and we're just watching from the. I don't think he had the opportunity to say the N word. I don't think he say, "Oh, what up, my nigga." I don't think he did that shit. But if he got, let's say he got, I don't know, 500,000, and he bought everybody what they wanted, was part of the crew until he ran out of money. At some point, I would think he could say nigga.
You can say these niggas got me. That's what happened. These niggas got him. That's what happened. Listen, he can say it. They got him. If once he ran out of money and he ain't homie no more, nobody homies from the beginning. They wanted the money. So if you can play for money, yeah. If you can play for money, yeah. He can at the end. At the end
again,
of that,
I think he gets that privilege though.
Yeah. At the end, he gonna say these niggas got me. I was with these niggas one time, man. Listen. It is what it is. If you outside with black, if you really hang out with like black folks and kick it with them all the time, I'm not saying you have to say it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying if you hang out with black folks all the time and they say it to you all motherfucking day, you kick it with them every goddamn day, they'll guarantee they not gonna get mad at you. You know what I'm saying? But if you somebody who literally like hate black folks, you're not gonna get that pass. That's what I'm trying to say. But if you somebody who really kick it with black folks every day. Not I just got that one black friend. You know what I'm saying? That you might just really have that one black friend though. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the truth. I know a couple people I fuck with that I'm really that only one black friend. I know you got a bunch of black niggas. You got a bunch of niggas on your side. So it ain't just one black friend. You know what I'm saying? So like you really do black people. But it's like I said, it's 2026. If motherfuckers is triggered in certain places in certain areas. And in a certain way, people said. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I know some country folks too. They ain't even on no like they just niggas, man. They act just like niggas. Now it's a term. Some people just act like niggas, man.
Yeah. I remember back then was Chris Rock was it Blacker and Better or something like that?
Oh, the stand up.
Yeah, when he was talking about he was like, white people, black people, who's more racist? Black people, because what black people don't like about black people, or because what you don't like about black people don't like you. There's a war. There's black people, and then there's niggas.
Yeah, it's two of them. There's two of them. Then there's niggas, and that's the thing. If you're outside, you're a nigga, man. Listen, you can't. If you out doing nigga shit, everybody got some niggas in them. Everybody do, man. All people who scam.
Yeah. So.
All the scammers is niggas. That's some nigga shit.
Right. And so that leads to what I'm going to talk about right now because, you know, according to my brother Nick, sorry, Kush, y'all know my name is Ray. You know, if you don't know, my name is Ray. Mm. I go by King Churro. I've been doing that for a while now. But, you know, also when you see me as a chef, I'm Chef Ray Ray. So I don't really care if you know my name is Ray or Churro. Just don't call me late for dinner. That's all it is. But my boy Kush, King Cushy, his real name is Nick.
Everybody know it.
He don't. I'm assuming you don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? Just again, don't call us late for dinner. But at the end of the day, you know, him giving not permission, but him having basically telling me, telling everybody here that if you're non-black, you're saying nigga. Like I said, I've had people tell me as long as it's not a negative way of saying it, like, you know, oh, you dirty nigga. I'm like, as long as you're positive about it, everyone's okay with it. That's what I'm hearing, unless you're white. But like I said, all I kept seeing recently was of people telling me that, or telling their followers that Filipinos are black people too.
Mm-hmm. And we call them the niggas of the ages.
Yeah, and
black people been messing with here. Black people been messing with Filipinos for years, but we love lumpia.
Right, you love that lumpia.
Mm-hmm. You know we gonna eat. Think about it. In every black movie, there's a Chinese restaurant we go to or some type of restaurant.
Right.
There we go.
Filipinos are black also, if you didn't know. Not gonna lie, every single Filipino person I've ever met in my life can dress, they can hoop, they're funny, they're really, really cool. They're just the black version of Asians, bro. That's like the best way I could put it, bro.
No, we're black, man. We also got colonized.
Everyone's been colonized.
Listen, we love basketball.
Everyone loves basketball.
We love fried chicken.
All Asians love fried chicken.
Listen, we have a city called Negro City.
Negro City?
I also got 5 baby mamas.
5 baby mamas. When was the last time you saw them?
20 years ago.
20 years ago. You black, man?
Hell yeah, I told you.
That's funny. Man, that's funny as hell. Hey, it is.
So everybody out there who says, "Oh, Churro, you can't say the N-word, you're not black," I am.
I'm not black. You go look, they gotta understand. There's some dark Filipinos, man. There's some dark Filipinos.
I mean, if you look at the actual history, there's an actual history of the migration of not only black, Indian,
But
from India, and then you also have like of course the Chinese migration, right? And but the original Filipino, because before we were Filipino, we were just indigenous to that land. There was no actual name, right? But we were Austronesian. Austronesian was the actual name of the people that landed in the Philippines, and that were the indigenous people. So they were already, the start of civilization was in Africa and in the Middle East.
mm-hmm.
And eventually everybody started to kind of venture out, right?
Yeah, they started to migrate.
But if you look at lineages, a lot of our dark skin comes from India. A lot of our Asian eyes come from Chinese, right? So it's just a bunch of different things. But I mean, when I look down below between my legs, I know I have some sort of African in me because I have a lot of girth.
I knew you was gonna say something. I just fucking knew it. As soon as you put your head down, I said, "Here you go. Here you go."
I don't need no blue chew. I don't need no
blue
blue chew.
He said, "I don't need no blue chew." That nigga dumb. Hey, play that video I just sent you. They're basically saying UK music is better than American music.
No, it's not.
What they saying, man. I don't know. Hey, but you know what I realized? There's a lot of rap music. People in other countries are putting out a lot of rap music.
Mad. Riding round in a rover. If I see ops and it's over, I'll send man straight to Jehovah when I take shots like M. Sharapova. Doing up tennis. Call man Dennis, I'm a menace. Doing up olives in Venice. Big man ting, I'm bigger than Venice. Stop it. Otherwise, unknown P might bash man's head straight down like a boppet. So make like a Freddo and hop it. Your girl is 4'4" and got bare hair on her toes like a hobbit. Mad.
No, bro. No. Nah. Hold on.
You see what the caption said? UK music is better than.
Nah, I'm gonna bring up Aries Spears talking about that shit. Oh, what the hell?
That's what the fuck? Your girl 5'4" and she look like a hobbit. But everybody making rap music right now, man. That's crazy. And you was in age, right, when the boys in the hood was always hard. You heard the original version.
Right.
Well, it's interesting, and this is a little bit fringe. Idris Elba kind of started out as a rapper. Definitely had like a rap thing going on, but I think the acting thing was
his calling.
Was really his calling.
Yes.
And even though he does rap still and has
Yes.
albums out,
Yes.
I wouldn't say he really was like a rapper turned actor. I think he was kind of doing a little bit of both, and the acting kind of took off first and so forth.
And I wish, and I said this.
And Idris, I think, has the range.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing about Idris Elba is that he does he's a DJ. He's a DJ. He does Afro beats, and I'm not for sure, but I think he does it. He does his music under a different name.
Okay.
Because there's a song called "Boasty" with Sean Paul and Spice, I think. But anyway,
Yeah, I do too. And I said this on Be Real's podcast.
Shout out to Be Real.
Yeah, I wish these. I'm happy that rap is global now because it makes the genre that much more powerful, and the blueprint is our blueprint. So I like that. But dude, when I play 2K, because the world is so opened up now, everybody's got a shot. But I can't stand listening to niggas from London rap. When they come, and they come, and they go, and they that shit sounds ridiculous.
I actually like, in fact, I even went out there. I remember some years back, and I just did a whole run. I interviewed a whole bunch of people, like gigs and stuff like that.
Everything ain't for everybody.
Right.
Just because it's there don't mean everybody should touch it. When they call them to the street, and they want to say to me, that shit sounds ridiculous.
Well, to you, but to the UK fans, they love it.
Oh.
And I'm actually glad. Here's the thing. I am more appreciative of a UK rapper rapping with an English accent as opposed to Iggy Azalea, who's from Australia, who raps in a Atlanta accent. And then when the song turns off, she turns back into an Australian again.
I love that clip. I think she was on Sway. She was freestyling.
Yeah.
And immediately after she was done, Sway goes, "Call her, are you there?" And he goes, "Man, that shit trash, man. Tell that bitch leave."
I remember that clip.
Stupid. He said, "Man, I can't stand listening to that shit." For real.
I love Ari Spears' comedy, and the only thing I honestly hate about Ari Spears is when he tries to get political. Just like he said, not everything's for everybody.
Yeah.
Ari Spears, politics is not your thing. Stay with the funny shit. Stay talking shit about people in the audience. Like I remember he was going off on these Trump supporters. I don't even know how they ended up being known as Trump supporters at his show, but it's just like, like I don't care. I don't care who you support. I really don't. At this point, like he's president. That's it. You know what I mean? Like I know I got this year right here, but that's a statement. It's not necessary. After Trump is no longer president, this might stay up because it's a statement. But you can't see it, but that'll come down because why? He ain't paying me to keep that shit up. You know what I mean? I got other flags I'm gonna put up. I got the Filipino flag. I got the American. I got American flags all over my house. But Ari Spears talking. It's fucking hilarious, bro. And Vlad was right, bro. Like Iggy Azalea, first stuff from the realist. Are you though? You're hot.
Yeah. She said she could rap.
She could.
Yeah.
And she can model.
I don't know. I think some people sign and you can still put out music. Music you're supposed to constantly put out because you always gonna have fans that's gonna play your shit. Your shit ain't gotta go platinum every time you put it out. It ain't gotta go. That's when back in the days of mixtapes. That's what mixtapes was for. People back in the days to stay in tune with the crowd. So when your album wasn't dropping, you drop mix. That's why Lil Wayne was one of the mixtape kings. He just dropped out gang of music.
Right.
Always rapping. And so when he made an album, you wanted to go buy it. Nowadays, they make a couple albums, they sit back, and all you see is them in tabloids. She need to rap more.
Yeah, right. And,
but the UK stuff, I'm gonna say right now, K-pop is way better than UK stuff. I'll tell you that right now.
So I was watching this when I was watching the Coachella Fest on live stream, and there's a pop group. I don't think they're K-pop. but they were they're a lot of them are Asian, but they're not K-pop, and they go by the name Katseye or Katseye or something like that. And then they brought out the singers from the K-pop Demon Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, I'm like, okay, well, it says online that you're not a K-pop group, but you brought out the K-pop group. And it's like, are you sure you're not K-pop?
They gonna be the next. I said they probably be the next to blow up. Kids love their music.
Yeah.
My daughter.
Well, I mean, I can watch Katseye on mute and be happy. So.
And plus they're gonna dance. So they're Asian people. You know, like I said, some Asian people like to dance. So they're Asian. They're gonna dance. They're gonna make some good music. You know, but
well, speaking of how you're saying, like, you know, if you make music, don't stop making music. Exactly your message on my podcast. So now that I'm out of YouTube jail, I can post the episode of my podcast. So that'll be up today. So of course this is gonna be seen on Friday. So make sure you reach out or check out my podcast. Check out my obviously my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Because you gotta continue to make music. It's an art. You know, you gotta keep continuing.
And we did a whole thing. Like it was I showed you Trip Diaz from here in Coachella. He's from the city of Coachella. And then my cousin's daughter, Slime Money Trees. I have a personal issue with that girl, but regardless. He's a little psycho. And who else? I showed you Lieutenant from Biloxi, Mississippi, also living out here in Coachella Valley. And I showed you Tiptoe Stallone on my Indio shit. You're like, what is Indio shit?
I want to know, what is it? What y'all be doing in Indio? That's your Indio.
Yeah, and then also Cal Botley. Now, Cal Botley is no longer in the music scene. I've seen him kind of roaming around here and there. He does a lot of Instacart. You know, he does all the different shit. But Tiptoe Stallone, if you ever see this, you know, maybe you can come on here with the Kings of Truth and you can explain what the Indio shit is and explain or talk about the local scene and, you know, go from there. And the Tiptoe Stallone was one of the, not pioneers of the Coachella Valley rap scene, but he was more or less the guy who was like the driving force. He was trying to make shit happen every time. So, anybody else from the Coachella Valley, Lieutenant, would love to get you on here. So on and so forth. I know we've had other people express interest of joining the podcast. There was a guy named, was it Tone G Flamingo? Remember that guy?
Mm-hmm.
And he was supposed to come on here, but his schedule and our schedule were just not matching up. Who else? We had a couple people. I've got a guy named David Nola, and he was a battle rapper out here in the Coachella Valley. He didn't really make music, but you know, he wants to jump on here too. So
battle rapping is fun. I like listening to battle rap too.
Me too. I do too. You know. Oh, I remember I told you about Mocha Frat. Oh, that's another thing too. Is we on the Uncle Ray podcast. We're gonna do. I'm gonna show Kush here all the 760 battle raps, all the 760 ciphers that went on several years ago. That's when Tiptoe Stallone again was trying to keep the scene alive and, you know, going. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. And
it's gonna come out. It's gonna get released.
Yeah. It's not gonna be constipation. All right, so on a more serious note, I saw this come across my feed, and is that the headline says gun jams 3 times as a 15-year-old tries to execute teen on school bus.
Appropriate in this case because of the planning, the deliberation, the execution of what he wanted, which was to murder a child. Our victims are still feeling the impact of the decision that Mr. Holland made on May 1st.
Young Savage sentenced to 25 years at 15 because he walked on a school bus and the gun jammed 3 times as he tries to execution style kill another teenager. Our youth is so fucking poisoned and diluted. It's sad. It's coming from the mothers. It's coming from the fathers. I was having a conversation with my homie. I said to him, I was like, bro, I don't think I'm all the way a nigga. I said, what you mean? I said, bro, I grew up around so much bullshit. Niggas have a certain level of heartlessness that I just don't got. I'm nowhere near as heartless as these niggas. Soulless. Being young now is crazy. You have to deal with so much shit. I remember when you used to could be able to get into a fight at school and y'all be cool afterwards. Win, lose, or draw. I lived in a time where this was unheard of. A 15-year-old coming on a school bus to shoot something. I don't think I'm ever putting my kids in school for this reason alone. The young niggas that my kids have to be around, y'all are not the same. The level of viciousness these motherfuckers are, you are not the same. That's what makes me even question myself. If I'm not the same, what makes me them? What, based on the look, my hair, my words? I mean, what? Damn sure not actions, because I don't relate to this. I am on the side of everybody who looks at this and says this is outrageous.
Why is on the outside? I mean, what area that was at? What city that was in?
It said Washington, so I'm assuming D.C. I mean, look, we'll look it up right now. St. George. I think it said Prince George or something like that.
Well, been happening. I mean, he ain't doing that for no reason.
Yeah, it's in Maryland, Prince George's County.
Yeah. All right, wild as hell over there. It's wild.
Probably. I mean, if DC is not, I mean, it's supposedly cleaned up and stuff, but it's still not as, you know. Supposedly cleaned up. Donald Trump supposedly cleaned it up, but you know, who's to say really what's really going on? You know. You know, a lot of older DC residents are happy that Donald Trump did what he did in regards to trying to clean up the city. But again, maybe the younger folks aren't on the same page.
Depends where you live at. I mean, you want the homeless away from the White House. Now you ain't cleaning up no damn city. It's the same thing they say about California. You still see a homeless person. When you drive out, you guarantee to see a homeless person some other way.
Yeah. Well,
even think about Hollywood. When last time you been down to Hollywood?
Okay, well, so let's say, all right, so Donald Trump signs an executive order to clean up DC.
Mm-hmm.
He did the same thing, I believe, for Chicago. No. He did the same thing for New York City, but then when they brought in Mamdani, all of a sudden that shit went back to what it used to be, even worse than what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Mayor Mamdani, you know, I'm sorry. Y'all who voted for him in New York City, y'all fucked up. Y'all fucked up. I mean, y'all still could have been a liberal city, but dude took it too far. Now you got trash in the streets. Now y'all, your rats and shit in the streets. Like, plain sight. Like, I've never been in New York, but I don't think I ever want to go now. You know, my wife has family in New York. We've been wanting to visit, but now I don't think so.
New York was one place that, you hear about a lot of stuff like that. And it's like you said, it's like they say they're cleaning it up, but are they really cleaning it up? You know,
right?
The media is one thing, but people who live there, you know, clearly, I mean, if he's 15 years old and get a hold of the gun and run up on somebody, he something going on.
What, and that's what gets me, right? So all these, I think I've touched on this before. You know, gun laws that occur, they only target people who are law-abiding citizens. You guys, whenever you put out them gun laws, you're not pinpointing people who have guns who aren't supposed to have them. Clearly, a 15-year-old should not have a gun. Whether he got it from his parents' drawer or he got it, you know, illegal off the street. He shouldn't have had a gun. And on top of that, how's your gun jammed 3 times? So clearly you've never taken care of a gun. You don't know shit about gun control. I mean, how does it jam 3 times? Not that I wanted that kid to get killed, but it's the premise of the fact that your gun jammed 3 times.
Mm-hmm. The gun probably ain't been working. Somebody probably took a pin out or something. You know, somebody could have did something, and then he took it anyways, and like, oh, I'm gonna kill him, and not knowing that it ain't gonna shoot.
Right, and it's just like, it just, what gets me is, okay, what occurred prior to that altercation that motivated this kid to want to kill somebody on a school bus?
Something had to happen. For you to get that mad to do something like that, something had to happen.
Right. But at the same time, too, it's like, because it looked like it was a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
I've noticed there's a lot of, and of course, it's all social media that I see this on because I'm not out there in the streets, right? But I've noticed that there's a lot of teenagers who, they're the ones picking the fight, and for some reason, not that they don't end it that they're like, you know what I mean, that they really want to kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids are picking fights in school, and maybe the person they're picking a fight with, you know, is actually fighting back. But now you want to kill this kid on the fucking bus, or in general, you just want to kill this kid.
When you that age, yeah, it happens like that. You could be the tough guy on the street, and you go to school, and you could get into a fight, and man put hands on you. Now you're embarrassed, or it could have been somebody jumped you, or you don't know what really happened to make him be that mad to come with a kid. That means that something seriously had to happen. You know, and at 15. That's when you're trying to earn your stripes. When you're young like that, you know, there's some young people that, it's crazy because I know the story. Like, you young and you active, and they get locked up. And they gone for a while. Now, everybody else realized if you want to do 25 years like he doing, you're going to, you know what I'm saying, or you're going to do something else that's not going to get you 25 years. But something.
Right.
But he just 25. But, you know, him being young, that's called a dog. I think what's called a kid life sentence, but he get back out when he's 25. He's not gonna do the full 25 years. He's gonna do 10 years of basically education that way. He's not doing 25 years. Hey, that's like juvenile. You know how people go to juvenile. You know how people used to go to juvie back in the days.
Yeah.
And when you do murder under a certain age, they try you as a child, like a child. They don't bring it up to like a real adult life. Like if he was 18, he did that. He'd probably be doing like 28. He'd be doing the whole 25. Now he's a kid. They gonna say 25 years. That's basically a young adult life. They get out when they're 25 years old because they was young and they need 10 more years to understand what they did wrong. So when they get out when they're 25, that's when they should have changed it. Their ways should be changed.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But it's crazy though. So that man got to do
I remember back in the day when I used to see fights all the time, and even when I got into fights and shit. Like he was saying, like you're cool afterwards. I wasn't always cool with somebody who wanted to pick a fight with me, but we didn't try to kill each other.
Mm-mm.
You know, sometimes there's a couple times where, you know, I get into a fight and I don't know who won. Whether I won or they won. We're both knocked on the floor. Well, as soon as we get up, shaking hands. All right, cool. You know, we're not gonna be friends, but we still gotta go to school together. Yeah. I'm not gonna I don't hold grudges, especially nowadays. I don't hold grudges.
But also that
People still hold grudges.
But also that person know y'all got respect for each other. You know I'll fight you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So at the end of the day, you're not punking me out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm holding my own. Now, again, I grew up in different schools, in different environments, everything. You know, my mom and my dad were divorced, right? So I was going back and forth. But I've always seen people get into fights. I've never really actually, you know, I've never taken it upon myself to jump in. Right? Unless you're messing with me and, you know, whoever I'm kicking it with. You know, I'm never like, oh, I know that guy, I'm jumping in. You know, and there's a lot of people do that shit just for shits and giggles. They'll sit there and throw a fucking kick in and run away. And I don't get that at all. I remember one time in Korea, there's a big ass fight in Korea. We used to go to this club called Option 3 in downtown Uijeonbu, and it was a big ass fight between like the 50th Engineer Company, which was my unit, and there was like a unit from like Camp Red Cloud. It was like a signal unit or some shit. Well, it's okay, cool. Everybody's getting to a big ass brawl, and it goes out into the street, and they're beating each other up. And one guy that they're beating up was from my unit. He was on the ground, and as I'm trying to pull people off of him, this one dude that I kicked it from the other unit, with him and I kicked it together, and he had a broken arm, but he going in and start stomping, and I pulled him off. And I'm like, what the fuck you doing? No. And I'm like, no, you got one fucking arm broken. Imagine someone threw you on the floor and you fucking had to land on your broken arm. Oh yeah, you're right. And then, but then we're all drunk, so he went back out and started stomping again. I'm like, all right, bro, and I stomped on his ass. I was like, here, boom, like, and I I took his gas like, hey, oh, what the fuck? I'm like, stop doing this shit. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No.
That damn alcohol.
Yeah, it's like, dog, we don't need. Why are we fighting for what? Well, what reason? And at the end of the day, guys don't ever really start fights with each other. It's always when it comes to bars, it's always a girl involved.
Mm-hmm.
These young kids in school, I don't know what y'all fighting for. I mean, half y'all, on the Latino side, half y'all got bowl cuts, and y'all can't fight for shit. Y'all ain't boxers. You ain't none of that shit.
You said,
but then on the black side, y'all sitting there with your skinny ass fucking jeans. Half y'all got your fucking fingernails painted now. I don't get that at all.
What school you at?
Well, I used to work for this whole school district.
Oh yeah,
both of them.
You're right. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on in school up to date. I don't go to school.
Why y'all got your fingers painted? Talking about ooh. I'm like, you got your fingernails painted. That should already tell you right there. You got your pink drink. Bro.
From Starbucks.
Got the pink drink. You even got rappers out here named Mocha Frap.
That's crazy though.
But no, I saw that and I thought about you only because you got 3 little girls. Eventually they're gonna be in high school, and I would hope that we nip that shit in the butt before they enter high school.
My kids homeschool.
I know.
They
but
go. They don't like school.
Homeschool all the way through high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know why? To be honest with you, everybody like friends, and it's like I want the people I still know all my people from high school. I still know them, but I ain't got that one friend from high school I kick with. And as you growing up in the life, you start to notice you're gonna meet friends throughout your whole life. You're gonna meet people throughout your whole life, right?
Also, too, though, you got you can meet friends, but when you leave high school and you go into college, sometimes you don't really kick it with those old friends no more.
Mm-hmm.
You make new friends, and like you were saying, you make friends as you go, in your adult years, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, look at you and I. We didn't know each other from San Diego High, from fucking from San Diego State, or even that JUCO that you end up going to.
Yeah, you got that. It's crazy. Like it's like you look at it and you think about it like I ain't never known down the line how it's gonna be, right? You feel what I'm saying? It's one of them things like you in life, but like you said, same time in high school is you don't know. They're not teaching you success in life, anyways. You go to college with them.
Yeah. Like he was talking about, sending his. I think he was sending your kids to school. I mean, the curriculum that they're teaching in the schools nowadays, and these kids are still coming out dumber than a box of rocks. The only kids that are coming out smart are the ones who are already preparing themselves for life, regardless of school or not. You know, when I see, you know, they're Asians. There are a lot of Asians like that. I wasn't. I was very much so not the Asian that was trying to learn shit at school. I learned shit outside of school. But there are Asians out there that, you know, apply themselves, you know, to the blue in the face in school. Going to do, you know, I mean, and I've seen it. They still got them athletes.
Yeah.
You know, the you know, it's mostly Asians. You have out here, you have a few Latinos here and there, but it's mostly Asians. It'd be nice to see some of the black kids in that shit too, but you know, with the negative connotations of what society offers you, or tells you. I remember back in the day, you know, they back in the 80s and 90s, they told us how bad school was, and school wasn't this and this and this. I'm like,
They want
and I'm like looking at these vatos and the vatolocos and shit. And then now we hear about fucking statutory rape and all this other shit. I'm like, that's what y'all Vato Loco's been doing for a long time. What the fuck do you mean? Like, you know, you're 24 years old, 25 years old, messing with a 14-year-old girl, and y'all accepted that shit. But now it's an issue.
Yeah, it's different now. But
right.
But you know why it's an issue too? Because you got a lot of teachers and shit going. You see that on the news now. Teacher fucking a 16-year-old student. She's 34. You see all that shit going on right now, and it's like y'all. It's an outrage. Kids can't grow up to be kids now. They got some adults who gonna be at the kid function. And
yes, but you know, it's gonna sound wrong. Yeah, you got a lot of female teachers messing with the teenage, you know, students and stuff, and I'm like, you know, Miss Bisson, who was my American history teacher at Santa Monica High School, I wish she would have messed with me that way. Blonde hair, blue eyes, beautiful.
Everybody had to teach their school crush.
Yeah, no, but for real though, yeah, no, like, okay, for instance, I've got a teacher friend. I've got a few teacher friends, but one in particular, him and I play Black Ops and Fortnite sometimes at night. He lives in Victorville, and he, you know, he's a young guy. I think he's in his mid-30s. He's out there looking for his, you know, Mrs. Right. But right, you know, while he's looking for Mrs. Right, he doesn't mind getting on Tinder and, you know, finding Mrs. Right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing about him is, and he's not a bad looking dude, but he loves his job so much that he will never put it in danger. And by putting it in danger, it'll, you know, again, he's at a high school. I'm sure there's a bunch of high school girls that, you know, that display themselves as something easy.
Yeah,
it's really all about your. It's all about your self-control. At the end of the day,
well, it's really like you grown.
But he told me that he calls me Girthy Ray. I just go with it. And he's like, Girthy Ray, I don't look at these students like that, but I see their moms and I find out they're single. I kind of want to holler.
Yeah. That's what he's supposed to do. I want your mama. I don't want you.
Right. Yeah.
But I still believe.
You know.
Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, you know, when people say when you turn 18, watch out, or save the first kiss for me. That's creepy too.
Yeah. Freaky man. That's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah. You know, like, oh, I know you're only 10 years old now, but when you turn 18, chill out, dude. Chill out.
Calm down. See, you don't say nothing like that.
Right.
That's that freaky shit right there.
Right.
Little freaky man.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that when it comes like me having my kids homeschool is also comes for protecting them. You know, everybody says, "Oh, the danger's in the world." Like, yeah, there's danger in the world, but also they see a lot more stuff at school than they do when they're not at school. When you take them to the grocery store, you know what I'm saying? they know there's no danger at the grocery store. And when they do see something, they be like, "What happened? That stuff you don't, I explain to them." But
Right.
when I did have them go to school, it's something about this school. Like they would do stuff like I said, I go to school and I leave for work. And I'll be out there and I get a phone call from them. Can you come pick your daughter up? Like I just dropped her off. And it'd be the smallest. She's having a bad day. She only been there for an hour. People go to work for 8 hours and have a bad day the whole day. Even on lunch, they didn't want to eat no
Right.
lunch because they were having a bad day.
Right.
And I could tell. And they all won awards at school. In their class, they run awards. So it was still, when you go pick them up, I could just tell they didn't like it. They like, she cried all day. What happened? They like they can't tell me what happened. My middle child, she more like me. She gonna yell out something. She said, "The teacher, you look like a witch," and the whole class started laughing. Ever since that, it was on. So every time Tori went to class, Tori had some good days, but Tori like that all the time. She gonna say how she feel. I'm like, "Come eat it."
Just like her dad. Just like her dad. Just like you.
Yeah, I can't say nothing about it. To me, I'd be laughing.
Nope.
Yeah, but it's like she got her. That's her personality. But when they in class, I don't know, because my neighbor's child, the 2-1, both of them, all three was in the same class, and they said my daughter was the worst. And I can tell you right now, they be outside fighting and crying, and he punched me, did this. Why you telling me? My kids went outside. I just want you to know. Can you go talk to my mom? No, I didn't see it. Right. But they all in the same class, and they be like, my daughter was one of the bad ones. Her and the other dude that lived next door. I mean, every time I went to go pick her up, I could see him in the office too, and I know his mom was coming to pick him up. And they'd be there for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you at school, I remember we'd be at school, it was in-school suspension, or the teacher had to deal with it. Now you can call the parent now and just come back and pick them up. Like, for what? They have no description, none of that.
Half the time, these teachers, like Desert Hot Springs. Well, there's the school I used to work at, Bella Vista Elementary, and Bella Vista, and I think all of the Palm Springs Unified School Districts, they have like a therapist, at least one or two therapists, and they're the ones that they handle the discipline. So it's like when they're not there to see what's going on. They have what they call supervision aides. And these are women, mostly moms. They got little safety vest on, little reflective vests, and they basically watch the kids. They're supposed to watch the kids at recess, or I don't know, when they're at recess after lunch, right? But they don't really. They kind of gaggle in their own little circle, and they don't really watch the kids. So they don't. There's no evidence as to what happened. It's just all hearsay. And so since it's all hearsay, they can't really prove anything. So then they punish both kids, even though one kid feels like they were innocent. They're still being punished because of what the other person did. Only because it's these adults aren't watching what's going on.
Yeah. I can't believe. I like them like when my daughter got bit. My daughter, my oldest one, she autistic. She's supposed to have a lot of teacher aides in her class. When she got bit, they're saying if they come get her, she's crying. I see teeth marks. Hold on. What happened? They ain't even trying to explain it. No, I need to know what happened because what's going on? Oh, was someone there? Who was someone? Like, why she getting sent home because she got bit?
Right.
Yeah.
Yet all of a sudden you have some rabid dog roaming around here biting kids.
Yeah, so I don't know what's wrong with what they got going at home, but
right.
But overall, I said that, like I said, it's the school, how you go to the school and everything, and I already take them on trips and everything, so they be like, "We're going to SeaWorld." How many times have been to SeaWorld in San Diego? It's not a field trip to them. That's a Saturday.
Yeah, because of your kids from San Diego.
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
Yeah, not that. You know, what I'm saying? Other kids have never. You know, some of the kids when they grow up, like especially here in the desert, they don't know nothing outside the desert. You know, when something pops up, you know, what Dave and Buster's pop up. Next you know, Dave and Buster's, who I found out during my orientation that Dave and Buster's target audience is 21 and over, but yet we have kids running around there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I work behind the kitchen.
Yeah, no, because that the target of Dave and Buster's is supposed to be 21 and up who like to play games, eat food, and have a good time, a good date night. That's a good date situation.
Right, and then there's have you heard of Main Event?
Mm-hmm.
So Main Event was acquired by, I guess it was its own separate entity that was competition with Dave & Buster's, and then Dave & Buster's went ahead and acquired the whole Main Event, so they merged. So now the Main Event's still Main Event, but Dave & Buster's. So Dave & Buster's 21 over. Main Event's supposed to bring in everybody, all ages.
Yeah, because when you come with your kids, you can come there with your kids and play the games and still get a beer. That's what some of us adults do.
They got laser tag in Main Event. They got a ropes course, all that shit. And yeah, I know. So, you know, out here, a lot of these kids, all they know is Dave & Buster's. All they know is Chuck E. Cheese. All they know is, you know, whatever. Like we have in Cathedral City a place called Zebra World. And it's basically, do you remember back in the day, Discovery Zone?
Yeah.
Going DZ at Discovery Zone.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, basically, Zebra World is a smaller scale. Discovery Zone.
Okay.
It's in Cathedral City. I think it's its own thing. I don't think it's a chain or anything.
Okay.
So that's usually for little kids. So, yeah, no. So, what I was saying,
but at David
your
Buster's,
kids,
yeah, oh yeah,
your kids know SeaWorld because mom and dad are from San Diego, and like you said, that's just the weekend to them.
Yeah.
But you know, there's probably kids in their school that have never been outside of that general area. So SeaWorld just makes sense.
I got something. I always say, I let people know that if you have people travel here to go to here all the time. We have a lot of tourist cities. If you live in California, you should be able to go. And you're in a tourist, you know, so you'll be able to go there all the time and have fun.
Yeah.
You can get out the city one day. You can get the city for a weekend. You can leave. There's no point in being stuck in India. It's 100 in hell. I mean, go to the good 75.
But on the other hand, too, a lot of people from San Diego, LA, Orange County, they come here, and it's odd to me, but they come here during the summertime when their kids are off. You know, there's resorts out here, they got pools and so on and so forth. And it throws me off when people say, it's so hot out here. And like, why are you complaining about the heat? You know it's a desert. I had this one lady, she was only here because I worked at the Marriott Shadow Ridge, and that was was mainly a timeshare that you people pay their membership fees and so on and so forth. So I guess her mother had a timeshare there, so she stayed for the summer. She got her kids and whatever else. And she was complaining to me that it was hot outside and that she's from Carlsbad on the beach. And I'm like, you're from Carlsbad on the beach, but you're here in the desert complaining about the 106 degree weather in June with a pool. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you complaining? You made the choice to come out here.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to come out here.
It ain't San Diego weather.
The whole thing, Coachella Fest people, when they come out here and they're camping at Coachella Fest, and you're complaining about the heat, you're complaining about the wind, you complain about the sandstorm, don't complain about the weather. It's the desert.
Keyword.
Doesn't make sense.
Desert. It's not.
Right. It's not your little temperate freaking, or your ocean breezes. It's the desert.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you got people, and I think I just put one out, or yeah, I put out a video in regards to this, and I said, you know, there's people who didn't go to Coachella Fest. They're complaining about the prices. They're complaining about the food, but they didn't go. They stayed in LA. They stayed in Orange County. They stayed wherever the fuck they live at. All right, and oh, I heard it's this and I heard it's that, and someone said it's 100 degrees outside during the day, and then it's cold as shit at night. I'm like, no, it's 82 degrees in the day, which to me, when I was living in LA, 82 degrees or 80 degrees is the hot ass day, right?
Yeah.
That was for me in LA. So 82 degrees is not 100 degrees though. We know how that works. For us desert folks now living here, been here since 07, 80 degrees is a beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and another thing too is it feels like the sun is right above you. It's like a heat lamp, right? So if you're standing in the sun, it's gonna get hot.
You're gonna get hot fast.
But at night, it wasn't no cold as hell. It was 65 degrees. Chill the fuck out. And again, if you were here, you would know. But instead, you're somewhere away from here, complaining about the shit that you don't know what's going on.
Just because what some people say, like you said, if you come from Carlsbad in San Diego, yes, it's hot. I'm from San Diego. When I was in the desert, I call 100 in hell.
Yeah,
I'll be hot.
But at the end of the day, that's because you come from the outside in.
Yeah.
And then when we go to San Diego,
it's cold.
And yeah, I mean, I got a hoodie on. You know what I mean? And everybody look at me like I'm crazy, but it's cold.
It's cold.
What do you expect?
He said it's cold. Yeah.
You know?
Take the damn sweater
I mean,
off.
Pacific Beach was nice. You know, it's like, I mean, I had my shorts on and my shirt and, you know, walking around, but then, yeah, it did get cold, you know, so you get the fuck out the cold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then at night, it's even colder, but, you know, it's also nice to go out to Pacific Beach and it's dark as hell outside and you just see the moon on the waves and, you know, shit like that, but you don't dress up in shorts and a shirt or tank top or whatever and the cold ass ocean breeze come in.
Mm-mm. You're going to be out there cold, shivering.
Right. But yeah, no. So for anyone who sees this, who goes to Coachella Fest, stop complaining about the weather, please. It just doesn't make any damn sense. And if you've never been to Coachella Fest, shut the hell up, experience it, or do like I do, sit on the damn recliner, put on the YouTube and live stream that shit before you can sit there. I mean, there's one guy talking about how expensive Coachella Fest was, and he's like, then you gotta listen to Hailey Bieber's husband moaning about peaches. I'm like, he didn't sing that fucking song. He didn't sing that song. I was watching it. He didn't sing it. It's like, shut the fuck up. I know you want to. If
you're going to Coachella,
yeah.
If you go to Coachella, you go to Coachella. You know, they tell you who's playing. You know who's playing the year before.
Right. And I have another video coming out, and it's basically gonna say like, look, you know, that same girl, somebody was 100 degrees in the daytime and cold out at night, and she's talking about you know the stages are so spread apart you just can't hop from one to another. I'm like, they give you an itinerary of what you know what shows are popping up, what time, and so on and so forth. Why couldn't you, because you're not gonna watch everybody.
Yeah.
You're not gonna watch, especially these people that you don't know, and then they have the DJs you don't really care about. So unless you're there only for the dance music, then okay, great. But if you're there for the bands, okay. Let's say, for example, 4 p.m. Wiz Khalifa, and then let's say now I want to go see E40. Well, he doesn't show up till 6. Well, you have that time in between 4 and 6, between shows. You can look at other small acts.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're gonna have your bigger acts and these other stages, and it again, you're not gonna see everybody, but trust me, there's a bunch of people I saw that I'm like, I wish I didn't see this shit. Iggy Pop is from the 70s and 80s. So he's from a band called the Stooges. And so Iggy Pop's old. He's probably, I want to say he's in his 80s, and he's just still had the shirt off, but his his body's contorted a little bit, so he's kind of like walking sideways and shit. He just doesn't sound the same as he did before. Now, I wasn't a huge Iggy Pop fan, but I knew who he was, right? Like, you know, I can't even tell you what songs, what his famous songs were. But I just wanted to see it, and I'm like, I changed it right away. Like, I can't watch this shit. Like, how are you gonna be? How's your body be contorted like that? Like, literally, his from waist down he's over here, but from waist up he's over here, and he's walking sideways, and it just looks awful, awful. Devo, you know, the people that whip it good. They performed, and their entire set, I just didn't understand it.
Why are they there?
A lot of old '80s acts are they perform at Coachella Fest.
They do.
Yeah, it's a lot. But you gotta remember now, Coachella Fest it started out with like Pearl Jam. Remember we used to play Pearl Jam at the shop all the time. I'm still alive. You used to be like, yeah. So Pearl Jam started Coachella Fest, or the basis of Coachella Fest. Coachella Fest started as a way for Pearl Jam to protest against Ticketmaster's excessive fees that they charge the fans. So, like, you remember when we go to the hockey games, and I get a $19 ticket to the hockey game, but that $19 ticket would turn to like a $25, $30 ticket because of all the fees that Ticketmaster puts on it. And that's why instead of spending $19 times 3 that one time when it was supposed to be me, you, and Johnny, I spent close to $70 because of the fees and everything else.
No,
it should have been less than $60. So Pearl Jam did, you know, that was the whole thing. So then Pearl Jam's promoter found another way of doing it. Found out that the Empire Polo Ground, you know, has enough space to allow X amount of fans, right, or concert goers, and they could set up stage and everything else. It worked out. So that was 1993, I think, or 1995. And then fast forward to 1999, Golden Voice, who was the originator of the Coachella Fest, they brought the idea to the people at the Polo Ground, saying, "This is what we could do the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival, and so on and so forth." That's how it started. And the tickets used to be $50 a piece, $50 per day.
Now they what?
6,000.
And they was talking about some ticket fees. they were protesting ticket fees.
Right. Yeah, they became the people that they hated, or they protested against.
They protested about ticket fees, turned them into 6,000 a day, right?
No, 6,000 a weekend, but still.
Oh, 6,000 a weekend.
Yeah.
That's
that's 2,000 a day versus $50 a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the time too, you were able to buy a ticket per day. You didn't have to buy the whole weekend.
Oh, if you want to do Friday, you just only get. Oh wait, you got to buy the whole weekend now.
The whole weekend.
Oh, so I mean, you're there. You automatically there for 3 days.
Yeah. Yep. And then there's a new scam going on too, where people will buy their bands, their wristbands, and then they'll sell it.
They report it stolen.
They report it stolen, or lost. So then the person who they sold it to will, they've already paid $2,000 for the wristband, or $3,000 for the wristband. So then they're trying to get in the little box that they scan their armband on. It turns red. That means it no longer works. Come to find out, people are saying, "Oh, it's lost or stolen,"
and they got.
Yep, for $2,000 or $3,000.
Now they in the car watching it from YouTube.
Right, exactly. So, no, and then there's one guy. I guess he paid for the VIP section, and he ended up in front of this big ass gate. So he's staring at this gate from the VIP section. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" I think he said he spent like $8,000 for that VIP pass just to stare out the gate.
It wasn't no good section there at all.
Guess not. So
that's some bullshit.
Yeah. But no, it's just well, we got Stagecoach coming up, so, and like I said, I'm trying to escape Saturday's Stagecoach Saturday, which Stagecoach is not that bad. They allow RVs at Stagecoach, so like all the camping area turns into an RV park, and some say that people at Stagecoach are more they're more self-entitled, but then also that a lot of people at Stagecoach are mostly all drunk. But it's country music, you know. Like, I've been to Stagecoach once. I remember because my wife was talking about some from work talking about how people are entitled to Stagecoach. I was standing in line at the porta potty. This is 2011. I was standing in line at the porta potty. Each porta potty had their own little line. Right, so you're standing in line. You're waiting for that one porta potty. You know, there's like, I don't know, had to be like 40 porta potties in the area, but everyone had a line, so you choose the smallest line. Right here, to my left, there's like these white girls and their dads or whatever who was with them, and they're laughing, having a good old time. I'm waiting for the porta potty. I'm next. So the person comes out, and I'm about to go in, and then this girl, one of the girls from over here, decides to make a fucking beeline for my porta potty. I'm like, oh, hey. So then she's like, I was like, hey, I'm waiting for the porta potty. You're waiting for that one over there. Oh, what a way to be a gentleman there. What a way. I'm like, and then, but I went to go pee, and I'm hearing them yap. I come out of the porta potty, and they're like, oh, you can't be a gentleman, let a woman. I'm like, I was waiting in this line. You're waiting just as long as I am. And just because my porta potty opens up free, all of a sudden you're gonna jump in the front of the line. That doesn't make sense at all to me. And you know, the older guys are like, yeah, hey, girls, he has a point. We're all waiting in line. Yeah, but I'm like, no, he has a point. You know, cool. But yeah, no, these girls thought that they were entitled to my porta potty. God damn it, no. I don't give a fuck how hot you are. I'm not getting on that pussy. You're not getting my porta potty.
You're getting porta potty.
All right. You know, if I can watch you pee, I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't expect. I'm waiting, you know.
But people are always going to expect what they want.
At the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are at the end of our episode 10. Thank you for joining us for episode number 10. Happy 420, y'all.
Yeah, let's smoke one. Happy 420, everybody. Let's go ahead and put one in the air. Make it fair, you know, and get a little high today because it's 420.
So thank you for watching. This is the Kings of Truth podcast. Again, stay tuned, or not stay tuned, but stay on the lookout. We've got stickers coming up. If you haven't, go to the King Churro merch site. Come check out the King Churro merch, the Kings of Truth merch that we got on there. Also, again, always looking for sponsorship, always looking for guests for the show. So hit us up on the Instagram or in the comments. Other than that, again, this is your boy King Churro.
And I'm King Cushy.
And we are the Kings of Truth podcast. Thank you for watching, and check back in with us next week.
Yes, sir.